It's time for Tech Talk on KLOE, KKCI, KWGB, also KXXX and KRDQ, and the Rockingham Radio Network, a busy place this time of year. We're always busy bringing you information. Our Tech Talk program presented by the Northwest Kansas Technical College in Goodland. And for updates, you can visit nwktc.edu. We've got some guests. Go ahead and swing that mic right over in front of you, and we'll have each one introduce themselves.
Yep. Good morning, Chris. My name is Mike Zimmerman, and I'm one of the instructors in the Engineering Technology program.
Okay.
My name is Jonathan McClung, and I am one of the instructors in the Engineering Technology program.
You're both busy, a lot of things going on, and we'll start with Mike. The Tech College, the program is expanding. What's the latest update on the mechanical and the engineering tech part of the college?
Yeah, so if followers have been kind of listening on, a couple of years ago, we got that large grant from the Kansas Department of Commerce and brought a lot of neat advanced manufacturing technology into the program. We did this year, started this year, we did officially kind of split the program. We do now have two associate degree pathways within our building, and so we've had what we got before with the engineering technology. So we're having students focus in on that civil design and surveying side of the engineering world. But then with this, just this year, we added on the mechanical engineering technology program, and so that's where the students then focus on the mechanical design, advanced manufacturing portions of the industry, and that way students, when they get to their second year, that's when they split and kind of major in whichever pathway they want to. But first year students are taking the same coursework, allows them to get exposure to both sides, get caught up on software, design aspects. That's common to both pathways. They get to interact with companies when they come out and talk about their unique niche within the industry, what their companies do, and from all that information, then students get to decide the route that they want to go. And so we've seen a lot of great success this year with it. The students are doing a lot of unique and really interesting things within the advanced manufacturing lab and making some really cool things. And so it's a lot of fun, and we're seeing great success from the students. We've got, of our 11 graduating students this year, already we've got, by next week, Monday, we will have 9 of them already out working in their full-time jobs. It's a course or a program that we call occupational work experience. And so students, when they get done with their capstone projects and all of their requirements to graduate ahead of time, they get college credit to go start their job even before graduation. And so we've already got 9 of those already out and working, and so then they're doing some really neat things out there.
Sounds like it. Let's talk about a couple of those that are unique, that our listeners can hear about.
Yeah, so on the mechanical engineering technology program side, we'll talk about 2 of them. One of them, Zach Ehrlich, is working in Beloit, Kansas for FinCool. It is a manufacturing company there that makes a lot of parts for AGCO, so a lot of farm implement equipment. And so he is a CNC programmer, and so he is setting up large CNC machines to run and make these parts. And his story is kind of unique because the company did not have any 5-axis CNC machines, and with bringing him on as a full-time employee, the company actually bought 2 5-axis UMC 500s, exactly like what we have in our lab. Because of what Zach was able to learn and feel comfortable with, the company's like, okay, we're going to invest not only in hiring this student, but we're going to invest in technology and equipment to maximize their capabilities within their shop. with the idea of he's going to be in charge of setting up and programming those machines. And so he sent me a whole bunch of videos already within the first couple of weeks that he's been doing. And day 2, he was already programming machines, making parts, having a lot of fun.
Well, it's like your program. When you start, you, of course, go over safety and everything. And in day 1, they've got hands-on at the tech college.
Absolutely. And it makes them able to be what we call billable to the company. A lot of times new hires have to go through weeks, if not maybe a month of onboarding training to make sure that they can get kind of caught up to where they can actually be put on projects and actually do what we call billable hours to a client. And with our program, we see that month, maybe a few weeks, cut down to a week at most, because they are capable of being able to be put on projects and kind of hit the ground running when they start their jobs.
You talked about the machines in Beloit. The machines in Beloit. What kind of money are we talking investment-wise that company did to better themselves and to make it good all the way around?
To grab these 2 machines, they probably spent $300,000 just on the machines, and then additional tooling, maybe another $20,000 to $50,000 to help set those up and get them fully functional. In addition to then hiring our student as a full-time employee as well.
What a great story! Yeah,
it's really neat, and I'm excited. These students will be coming back the day of graduation and presenting to our first-year students and us as instructors what they did over their weeks of occupational work experience. So I'm really excited to kind of see everything that he's putting into his presentation.
Yeah, I'll probably have a pretty good paycheck in his pocket.
Oh, absolutely. With all of our graduates this year, it was really exciting to see. I can't give specifics, but I'll give a range at least. Our students were seeing job offers from $25 to $33 an hour starting out.
Plus benefits.
Plus, all, week or 2 vacations, able to earn PTO, great healthcare plans. And so you put everything all together, it's upwards to $70,000 to $80,000+ a year that these students are starting out with. So
very good.
It's very good.
We've heard of one, so let's hear another one. Then we'll hear from McClung. Jonathan?
Yep.
Jonathan, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the other kind of neat one that's going on right now out of the mechanical side is CJ Catan. He is in Denver with Lockheed Martin Space. And so, if you know who Lockheed Martin is, you kind of know the industry that they are. If you don't, Lockheed Martin is very much into aerospace, space, defense. They do a lot of government contracts, a lot of satellites, and just really neat things. And so CJ got in with their MTAP program, and so he's in Denver right now going through that. I believe it's a 8-week program. He's learning how to get. He's going to have certifications, NASA level certifications for wiring and electrical work, and so he's going through that training program right now and getting paid as he does it to get these certifications. And then his goals and ambitions after that is to just keep expanding within the aerospace industry. And so he's doing a lot of unique things. So I'm excited to kind of see what all he was able to do during that time as well.
Well, that's some high-level work.
It is. He's going to definitely set himself apart in a lot of areas because of this training and certifications that he's going to have when he's done. So It's really neat experience. And
the NASA and the Lockheed Martin, they're not training 50 or 60 at a time. It's just 1 or 2 maybe, or 1.
Well, they've got it's a program. I think it's only maybe a dozen that get into it at a time. And so it's you have to apply for it. You got to be accepted, and then once you're completed, it comes with a job afterwards as well. So
very nice, very nice. You're listening to Tech Talk, and we'll swing that mic over to Jonathan McClung. Jonathan, tell us what your work is there at the Tech College again.
So my role in the engineering department is the drafting and civil engineering instructor. So the first year I'm teaching the students a lot of drafting, we start out on paper. So they're learning how to draft just like has been for many years. From that, then we get them into computer-aided drafting and computer-aided design. and start to expand their knowledge in that side of things. Finishing out the year with a little bit of survey, getting them outdoors while we have some really nice weather here, and they're actually out today playing with some survey equipment, learning how that all works and how that ties back into the engineering field. From there, within my second year students that I have, they're really expanding their knowledge within the civil engineering field. And for those that don't understand, civil engineering is designing roadways, bridges, a lot of the infrastructure that keeps us able to do everything that we're doing today with transportation and plumbing and everything that runs throughout to be able to connect us. So that's what they get to start learning on, and they're doing more with a little more survey information, how GPS and that type of stuff works and how to do it. Then they go into learning a little bit more into that civil 3D, that three-dimensional design of that infrastructure, finishing out with their capstone. And then just like the mechanical engineering students, my students get to go out and do their occupational work experience as well. I got a few of those that are pretty neat what they are able to do and where they've came from and where they're at now.
Okay, well let's hear about those. Whatever you wanted to share. I think it's exciting when a students at the tech college get that hands-on, then they use that hands-on before they get out of college and get paid for it and have a good future ahead.
So we have two individuals right now with the one company that they are actually going to be working remote. So they're going to stay within Northwest Kansas in their communities, and then they're able to work remotely for a very livable wage. Through the office that they are out of is out of Denver, but they are working on projects all over the country, from the Southwest in California all the way up to Maine, Florida, and everywhere between. I think they have 27 offices throughout the country, and they'll be working with everyone in that group to be able to do their positions. The other two individuals that we have are actually high school seniors this year, and they have completed their capstone projects, and they're on work experience working remotely right now until they can graduate high school here at the end of May, and then they will be moving to Kansas City to work there and with a company. So they're making very good money for coming straight out of high school, because they've put the work effort in their junior and senior year so they can graduate with an associate's degree and go off from there.
Doesn't that make you feel good?
Oh yeah, I mean, to see these students coming up and taking that initiative to get started today, to be able to better their future and really get a head start on everybody.
Do they have to buy their own T-square and their angles? And
For drafting, our department, we have a toolkit that they rent from us, so that they really don't have to buy many of the tools anymore. The one thing that we do have them purchase is a laptop through us. We get a group deal, so we can get laptops that are capable of utilizing the software that we are having them use. And for the most part, other than tuition, that's the only tool we have them buy is a laptop through us. So,
well, that works out good. And how do you stay up on top of all this with the new programs and the software? Do you have to go to clinics or weekend gatherings to stay on this?
There is plenty of developmental aids anymore with the online availabilities. I know we utilize a few with the software that we use, Autodesk. They have many different professional development programs through theirs that we can use online, as well as a yearly conference that we can go to and pick up new tips and tricks and how it all is changing and how it's working, and being more proficient today than what it was yesterday. So,
all right, Jonathan McClung with us. Let's switch back over and go to Mike Zimmerman. Mike, do you have time for any field trips? You're so busy with all this and your students.
Yep, we still do. It's very important to get students out into the companies. We bring companies to campus, but we want to make sure that the students kind of see the work environment at a lot of these locations. And so we try and take field trips every year hopefully multiple times each year to kind of see the various industries that they can get into. We just, right before spring break, took a field trip to Denver and got to see a couple companies out there and took all the students out, and they gave us tours to the office, kind of talked about their specific niches within their industry, what an average day in the life looks like, and getting to see, what life looks like in a bigger city. We also then took, earlier in the year, took a field trip to Norton, Kansas, and saw some manufacturing companies that are there, again, kind of seeing what small town living would look like, but still in some really advanced manufacturing companies. And so, we definitely want to get exposure to all of our students as much as possible, because it helps them decide what they want to do. We get students that come in maybe just thinking, I like the idea of drafting, of design work, of engineering, and what that could look like, but they really don't have a clue. And so we want them to feel like they're well informed so they can make a good decision, especially in their second year when they're deciding what they want to do, hopefully for the rest of their life.
When you speak of Norton, I was thinking that years ago there was a company, and I think it's still there. It started out small with one or two projects, and then they kept adding and had to put a new building in, several new buildings, and now they're the top employer in the county, I believe. And I'm trying to think what you might have toured that building.
It sounding like Natoma Manufacturing or Natoma Corporation there. Yeah, actually started in Natoma, Kansas, but then moved to Norton after their building was destroyed. And so, yeah, we did tour them. We got a great relationship working with them now. We have one of our first year students that's actually going to intern with them this coming summer. And so, yeah, great company to work with. There's several there. Miltech in Norton as well has been instrumental in working with us as advisory members and just giving us ideas and offering. Got another student, first-year student that's going to be interning with Miltech out of Norton as well. And so, great support out of Western Kansas for wanting to grab our students, keep them local, keep them working in Kansas.
Yeah, that's the thing. Stay local or stay regional, too. Yep. And there's plenty to do. When you go to the field trip, do you often have the people that are showing you around saying, okay, we've got 12 people, can I hire all 12?
We do. We've had plenty of companies that would love to take as many as we got. And it makes it hard, too, because just in February when we had our interview days for all of our students, both full-time and internships, we had over 20 companies come. And when you have companies that have multiple positions, we don't have enough students in our program to satisfy the demand in the industry. And that's just the companies that are able to make it and able to come and hire. That's not counting multiple other companies that we could reach out and contact and see what open positions they have as well.
What would be a number that you would like to see the Tech College have as far as the mechanical and engineering drawing and design technical program?
I think we could easily facilitate 30 within the first year, and then second year seeing them kind of split 15 and 15, somewhere around there for the two pathways. Space-wise, we'd have it, and it would help the demand within industry as well, getting that many out and working for a lot of these companies. So 30 would be nice. So 60 overall between the 2 years and the two programs. But yeah, we're getting there. COVID did kind of put a damper on numbers. We were able to graduate 19 right before COVID hit, and so we saw a decline. But now we're growing again. We're getting momentum built back up, and it's exciting to see what's going on. It kind of brings us into there's movement happening within our program as far as some changes physically to the building, to how we're working hard to develop plans and funding to finish remodeling our building. The grant a couple of years ago helped with bringing equipment in. We got additional help from the Dane G. Hansen Foundation to do that remodel on the north side, and so now we're looking to change the south side of the building to update everything, create better space as we see numbers increase within the program, and so we're really excited about that opportunity.
You're listening to Tech Talk on the Rockingham Radio Network, engineering tech and mechanical engineering at the Northwest Kansas Technical College. The time that you have to get all this information into the students, and they get that hands-on work the first day they're in class, and then they graduate, and, well, as you say, before they graduate, they've got jobs. What a good feeling that must be.
It is. It's a lot of fun. That's what makes teaching, especially in this program, really fun, is just being able to see the progress of the students and see the excitement within the program, and then see the possibilities of their future in working with the companies and getting them placed where they want to go, and then being able to pick and choose and not just having to settle for a job just because it's the only one there, but really looking at their options and deciding what's the best fit for them personally and professionally.
Yeah. Anything else that we need to focus on? I know you've got some projects that I think you can't really announce yet.
Yeah, we're working towards a project, and we're waiting to hear back from funding sources to be able to bring advanced manufacturing technology and courses into some area high schools. And so can't say that we got it yet, but we're really hopeful because of how we've progressed through the phases of applying through it. And so we're really excited about that. One, it brings a lot of technology, expensive technology, into some area high schools where we obviously know funding is an issue. It's hard to do everything that the USDs want to do because of funding. And so, this grant will allow some of that to happen without them having to spend any money. But then it also allows us to provide some classes into the area high schools, because we all know that there's some students, juniors, seniors specifically, that maybe they have to pick an elective because they hit everything else, and so they really they're taking some SLUF classes or something that they were really not interested in, but that's the only thing available. So being able to offer some of these advanced manufacturing and drafting classes to these high school students where they can still work at their high school, but they're taking college classes. They have this equipment that goes along with the courses in-house. It's going to be really exciting. And
Good.
So, and then also be able to offer some professional development training to some high school instructors as well. And so we're really excited about that possibility and what it could turn into.
Certainly. Stay in touch with us. Let's switch over to Jonathan McClung. Jonathan, the drafting and civil engineering, you work with the second-year students. Anything else that you wanted to focus on? It's an exciting program.
It very much is, and I think I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about our junior-senior option within our program, especially because I feel like we maximize the amount of time that, with the little bit what they can offer us of a half day, we can try to get them a whole year's worth of education in that, giving us a half day every day. And it really sets them students up. That's how we have those two senior students that are graduating with an associate's degree in a 2-year program as a senior in high school, and being able to hit the ground running and get out there. Those two individuals are definitely looking at going back to school as well, working full-time and having their company help assist them and guide them into that professional development for those students. But it all started out with those two students choosing to come into the program as a junior, and we have 5 currently that are the high school students. We have the 2 seniors, and then we have 3 junior students that are in our first year class, 2 of them from Goodland and 1 of them from Brewster that comes every day, and they're in class just like the other students, and they working hard and learning and getting ahead of the ball, and definitely creating something for their future.
And they're looking down the road. They're being excited about it. You're excited, and the entire technical college is excited about having the students have jobs before they get out and know that they're going to be taught and that hands-on with new equipment. And yeah, you probably look back at some of the old stuff because not everybody's going to have the new things, but I bet a majority of drawing and designing and drafting do have the new pieces of equipment because you can't be behind in this.
No, you can't. I know one of the major things we use in civil design is with our software is Corridors, which is a 3D road modeling. That came out the year I graduated from the program in 2010, and it hadn't quite been implemented because of when it came out within the year was the same year I graduated. But seeing where that has came from and where it's going and how much time saving it is for the students, it would take months to do some of these drawings that they can put together in minutes. That's how the industry has progressed, and showing that, and teaching these students how to utilize that technology to be able to be proficient and excel within that career when they go into that field is great.
Excel, I think that's a good program. I mean, a good name for this. There is an Excel program, I understand that, but it sounds like you're just going, as they say, hell-bent for election. Not a good choice of words, but I used them. Anything else you wanted to share with us, Jonathan, as you move along?
No, I think we're looking forward to the next year and our next set of students. Our numbers are looking good. I mean, we could always use more. I mean, I'd be happy if they said tomorrow we had 10 more students signed up than what we currently have, but and we could accommodate that really easily, and I don't feel like that they would lose anything out of that. I mean, I think there's a lot of one-on-one instruction time and availability, and the students really get a benefit from that and gain a lot of knowledge out of that.
Great. Jonathan McClung with us, and Mike Zimmerman, and the engineering tech and the mechanical engineering and civil drafting and engineering. What a busy time at the Northwest Tech College. Thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate you being with us both.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that is our Tech Talk program for today on the Rockingham Radio Network. I'm Curtis Duncan. Thank you so much for being with us.